Oi! Prick! Yeah, you. Subscribe me, you wanker.
So as we know, we're going to be getting the Last Night Optimus Prime and Barricade in 2026 this month. There is still some figures that I want to see for 2026 in the Studio Series line, specifically the Bayverse. So if you're here for like G1 or any of the other ones, I'm not going to be covering over those because I don't really buy them ones. I grew up with the Bayverse, so it's my shit, you know what I mean? So for 2026, it's a bit like we know the two starting figures, which is obviously Optimus Prime and Barricade. The first figure I want to see after these two is Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. I think we need this figure. We haven't had a retry at this figure in years. This fucker has been that one figure since Age of Extinction. I think the fella really needs an upgraded figure, and specifically more detailed paint, because he was literally just red and blue plastic. So I'd love to see this figure actually be remade and actually like brought out again. On the line of Age of Extinction into the Last Night, I would love to see the Last Night Megatron get a redo in the Studio Series. I say redo like they've already made the figure, but like I mean redo as in the old figure and then remake it into a new one and put it in the Studio Series. I have the leader class, the Last Night Megatron, and I love that figure to bits, but I feel like we need a Studio Series figure of the Voyager class version. But obviously it's going to be marketed as the leader class like the Optimus Prime. The third figure I would really like to get into the Studio Series line this year is a reissue of Lockdown, but instead of it being reissued as the deluxe class version, I want a brand new mold. I feel like the Lockdown figure is just too small. He's a good figure, but I think the only thing is he's just way too small. Yeah, that's always just been my main issue with that figure, is his height. And because he's just like that small, he's like nearly the size of Bumblebee, which is just not the height he was in the fucking movie. The next figure I really want to get in the Studio Series line is a new Drift, but it's the Bugatti version, since we have the red version as the Mercedes, I think it is, and the helicopter version of is Bugatti. But I want to see the Bugatti, and also because I don't have a Drift figure and he's way too fucking expensive to even buy second hand, so that would also be another good thing if he was re-released as a new mold for a new car. I think the Bugatti version of Drift is the best Drift. I think the Bugatti is just sick, but we never got that version, but I hope they do that version this year. Because I will cop it as soon as he comes out. Another figure, this is actually like a pair of two, so probably even like a 2-pack or 2 separate releases, like the Wreckers, is Skids and Mudflap. I know that there's a lot of controversy about them when it comes to releasing them, but I feel like they've done so many characters now. I feel like they have to do them at some stage, hopefully. They'd be tiny, even if they didn't do well, just to add them into the set would be cool, I reckon. Like the last good figures they got was the Human Alliance, and that was fucking yonks ago. I hope they get a release soon, but to be honest, at this stage, if it doesn't come out, it wouldn't be the end of the world, to be honest. And another figure I really want to get released is a reissue of some of the more of the Devastator Destructicons, like Long Haul and fucking Scrapper and shit. I have Overload right now, and he's the only one I have, so I'd want to get more of them so I can build Devastator, but I'm not buying them second hand because they're way too expensive, especially on like eBay and all. The fucking prices on them are insane. So I hope Long Haul gets the first reissue, because I feel like he's one of the rare ones, like a real rare one. Mixed Master's another one, and Scrapper. I think Scrapper is another expensive one, I'm pretty sure. They're all kind of expensive, to be honest. They're all kind of on the expensive side, but when it comes to the expensive, I think Long Haul is the most expensive one. So I hope he gets the reissue first. Another figure I think they should do, and I feel like they have to do it at some stage, is a reissue of Scourge. Or Scourge, however the fuck you say his fucking name. But yeah, I feel like the figure was very lackluster. He was very bad, so I think a reissue of him to make him look better would be justified. I think the yellow part design looks sick, obviously because they can't transform. But if it was somewhat close to that, I think the figure would be great, because that Scourge Studio Series is just a bit, it's not great. And I think Oh, you know, there's one more actually. I think he's coming out, but it's the Titan class Grimlock. I really want that one. I think that one's sick. But he's gonna be so expensive. I reckon probably like over 100 maybe. But I can't wait to get him. And that's just, yeah, another one. So that is the kind of list I have of all of the studio series I want either reissued or released in 2026. What's a figure you want in 2026 for the studio series line? And yeah, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Fuck y'all!